Hello, fellow humans. Let me go to my music. Wonder if YouTube is gonna like flag my video for this. I could not stop that song. So it's Venus Day, and I think, hold on. I was trying to figure out earlier which sign ruled music because I thought it was Pisces, but that's film and illusion. And I feel like it could be music, but it's more like transcendental. So let's see. Which zodiac sign rules music? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I ain't even write music. I could. It said just. No single zodiac sign definitively rules music. Taurus and Pisces. And I was saying Libra because of Venus, but all right. So it's Venus. Venus and Neptune then. Boom. But hold on. Every sign has a different type of music. Aries music is like Jim Bro. It doesn't say that. It says Aries individuals are drawn to energetic and powerful music that gets them pumped up. And my mind said, Jim Bros. Taurus love music that's rich and satisfying. I noticed that's usually like instrumental and stuff that's like organic, like early Motown music and stuff. Geminis are known for their curiosity, exploring different genres. Cancers need emotional music. They need Sam Smith. Leos gravitate towards powerful, dramatic, energetic. I love Katy Perry. So that makes sense. And if you catch me listening to anything in the headphones, it's more than likely like Britney Spears. So that's fair. Virgos appreciate well crafted and intricate music with deep lyrics. James Arthur was the name that popped in my head, but in the moment I was saying James Blunt, the You're Beautiful song. I guess that was sort of deep with the lyrics. My life is brilliant. Okay, so Libras are drawn to balanced, harmonious, beautiful music. Beyonce is a Libra rising, although now the internet says Aries rising. She ain't give y'all a real rising. Y'all now come on, that's a Libra rising. You see that shape? That face? Come on now. Scorpios are attracted to intense, emotional, and darker music. The weekend has a Scorpio moon, so that explains that. But Earned It is just amazing. I didn't even like it till after it wasn't popular no more. This is very well created. Capricorn often appreciate classic, timeless, disciplined music. So that would be somebody who listens to like jazz, instrumentals, vintage music, more of that stuff that sounds like it's you can hear like the wind instruments and all that stuff when they're getting ready. Just anything that's simplified and natural in its beauty. Aquarians off top. That's vocoder. That's what's that auto tune? That's futuristic music. That's synth and all that. And then Pisceans are most known for their love of dreamy, ambient, emotional music. Inya is what popped in my head, and anything that belongs in a commercial. And it's funny, right? Because I was supposed to do this video this week, right? It was going to be a learn with me, which I have clearly got suckered into because I didn't mean to start talking about music, but the theme of it was music. The last time I spoke with you guys and did a video was this week when I had the collective message, but it was a crash out before that, right? After I cleared all my stuff out and like was able to hear God again, it came back around to why music was important in the first place, which is the learn with me lesson I wanted to get into. So I was not prepared. I was about to just pull some cards for Venus Day, but clearly when I'm supposed to do a message, it's just like left in my mental queue. So let's see. Let me pull this up for a second, guys, because I would have had it all pulled up if I knew I was going to still do this in this lesson. But I'm like really trying to overcome procrastination, and it's beat my ass consistently, constantly. So let me just hop into this with you guys. So I shared with you guys, and I can't remember. Like, I have so many downloads and PDFs and files and all this stuff saved. I wish I really did have like a library. Like, when I found something I can print it out and then put it in a certain area, I would just have like a whole Rolodex, my own Akashic record, right? So I shared with you guys that we are being bound in this universe by music, right? Universe means one verse, one song. And I shared with you guys that the song that was currently playing was Bittersweet Symphony at the time that I checked. I'm just trying to see what I heard now. What is that song that starts out with that weird ass rocker thing? That's all I heard was the. I don't even like making a noise. Like, what is that? Is that System of a Down? I mean, that in itself means something. Hmm. I'm not gonna make that noise again, but I'm curious about what this song is. If somebody knows, let me know. But I think it is System of a Down. That feels correct. Anyways, so let me share my screen with you guys. Uh, every individual is a song, and we have been captured in a big production, like all the world is a stage production, through this music, through this hypnosis. Uh, that's what it keeps you in a loop of your same song, but we've been trapped in here by the person that's collected all the songs, right? In order to escape, you have to create your magnum opus. This came back around, and I believe I discussed it here a while ago when I was just like getting into it because my daughter had me watch a film called Opus, and that kind of messed me up because like what? So in the film, there's this guy who hasn't done art or anything in a while, but he was really popular back in his day, and he's releasing one more project, and he wants to invite three to six critics and people to come listen to his new work. He's totally twisted. It ends up being some crazy shit, right? But it's because it's his opus, it's his final work, the culmination of all other works, and he just needs one survivor to tell the story and pass it on so other people can like see the pinnacle of his creations, right? That is what your magnum opus is. It is the culmination of your highs and your lows, the lessons you've learned, the times you fell on your ass, your wins. It is your soul story, and it's what you leave behind when you go. Now, that's how you reincarnate. So here, it's turning your divinity into art within the material realm. This is like somebody who writes a biography, and then that biography goes, whoop. It's like J.K. Rowling writing Harry Potter, not knowing that has something to do with some past life stuff she's supposed to remember. But that's her magnum opus. It's the thing that you created when all your pain and all your power came together. When there was nothing left to do, you created true art. You embodied your divinity and you created true art. Uh, that's what this Renaissance is supposed to be made from. A bunch of people reaching the spiritual progression where they're finally tired of the pain and they're ready to release it in a way that ends up being something beautiful. And by something beautiful, I'm talking like Evanescence, like Bring Me to Life, like that kind of song, like something that touches everybody because it's like, what the fuck was that? We all feel it. Something that is felt, right? And over here, I'm like, I didn't see this part before. But guys, so today I'm doing a lesson and I am teaching that every angel had their original principle. I'm going to pull up the signs here, right? I'm going to connect the angels to the zodiac sign. Like my angel is in Libra. I was looking it up because I'm like, I'm an angel of music, an angel of love, an angel of relationships. Every angel or has a particular principle. And as we are borrowing from pieces of angels that were all put in the computer, like everybody's skills and everybody's gifts were put in there, we all carry different pieces of the song. We are all individual songs, stories, things that are meant to trigger the other people who have similar storylines. So I have been, let me hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen before I see like what I got up here first. Okay, it's me. So I have been looking at the patterns between the music we listen to, the films, the events here, right? And I've been turning them into charts just to see how they work. Now, every event here technically has a chart. It has a location where it occurred and it has a date, right? But when I put the charts in there, I'm realizing, hold on, it is triggering certain things in certain people. So I've showed you guys my book before. Let me pull it up here or pull up like something as an example. Okay, so I am going to go, where are you at, sweetie? I have to find my book. Like, what did I type it in here as? All right, I'm going to go under Aries since that's the youngest sign, the most immature sign, the one still in development, right? So is that the right place that I should go? No, you should go to Leo. All right. So the first constellation that was created was, I don't want to say this wrong, Lyra. It's gone now. It got exploded by the Martians. And it sounds crazy to say that, but it is what it is. It got exploded and it's no longer there. But those were the lion people. Yes, like in the Stephen King movie Sleepwalkers. And that one weird Beauty and the Beast where the dude had the lion face on. Y'all remember that? So in your chart, and let me go ahead and flip this now. I know what was up on my screen. I'll be looking at stuff, right? But I can explain that in a second too. So my sun is at the ninth degree of Leo. It's a Sagittarius degree, right? Discretion is the first thing. I always make sure, hold on, like, what am I sharing? Because I have to get to the bottom of it and make sure that's the absolute truth and like weed through all the stuff because I don't ever want to share anything that's going to lead you guys the wrong way. So every song, book, movie has information that can create a chart. I was asking myself just, and this was a couple months ago, I've been working on this whole lesson, right? Asking myself, like, all right, I need to work on my masculine energy. What would my song be? What would my masculine energy say to me, right? If I like could create an inner guide to like handle what I need. And the song I came up with was Whatever You Like. It's a T.I. song, right? But myself was like, hey, see if you can get the information for the song and look where it hits in your chart, just because when things line up, they are a reflection of that same energy. So on the outside here, and you see I was very ghetto, I just whatever you like, right? I found the release date of the single and the record label would be the location from which it was released, right? Would y'all believe this is my sun and that's my Mars, right? The song, the message is the Mercury, right? The sun for something like this is the focal point. It aligns with my masculine energy. Like that's literally, even the Venus next to my Mercury is the way I think. That whole like my Venus, my value system is next to its moon. The songs and stuff that we are attracted to and drawn to are all a part of the zodiac wheel, which only has 360 configurations, but each thing means something else. So if you are reading a book, right, and it triggers your Venus, that is connected to something in your love story, right? In some way, shape, or form. If it's your son, it's connected to your soul story, your main character story, a part of your arc, whatever part of that song, book, or whatever it is. Because guess what? I finally sat down and watched Sinners too, right? And y'all know I was already like, I gotta get the chart for this. But I've been trying to explain to you guys for like 5 years now. I went to LA. It was a little freaking weird out there with the spirits because they just go through the people and stuff. I came back home, deuces, right? But when I got back home, I was like, it feels like there are people outside the house at night, and I can't explain. Guys, when I watched the Sinners movie, I was like, that's them. That's them. The vampires that came outside the bar at night. But it's spiritual. It's called gang stalking. You can look it up because this is something that they teach in like other religions. But it's when a group of spirits have recognized your light or voice, which I didn't even know was a thing. Like, don't sing in LA, y'all. In the astral, they will follow you. They will stalk you. They want a piece of your life. They want it for some way, shape, or form, right? So look at this. That's my bride asteroid, right? The sun, the focal point of that film was the bride thing, right? The reason when I finally like realized there was actually spirits out there and I could hear them if I just calmed the fuck down. It's like, what are you guys? What? And it was pretty much like you forgot who you are. Like you're our family, and you're actually supposed to be married to one of these people over here. So we're waking you up as the bride. Crazy, right? But look over here. We have the asteroid that is for the captive brides right next to the Mercury. The Mercury in any, and I put this down as an event chart, by the way, guys. I didn't label it as a person. The Mercury is the message. When you see like, if you saw, let's look at an example. If you saw Eros next to Mercury, the message came from Eros. If you see the South Node is next to Michael or something, it came from Michael, this creation came from the energy of Michael. So you can get a chart for anything. Like if there's a song you love, there's a Janet Jackson song. Like when I was little, I could not explain it. And I was definitely too young. Because what year did this song come out? 1990. I was born in 1985. But when I heard this song, I was like, it's for me. But like not for me, but I know this will be important in my life. Like this is for my husband. This is like my love song, right? Over here, we got my Mars and next to Jupiter. Jupiter is the husband asteroid, right? The sun, and ignore bacon. I just kept that on there because I don't know. I'm like, what is the bacon asteroid? But the sun is the focal point, right? For me in my chart, it lights up the part of me that's a wife. That's my Juno. The Venus, the value of the song, like the theme, which is a love theme because it's a love song, is love will never do without you, right? Is at the same degree as my groom. It triggered in my subconscious, even though I didn't know in this life, it triggered in my design the feelings and the love story that is supposed to happen with the person that I end up with. So your magnum opus, guys, is the culmination of your life. When I just did the collective message over, I think it was Monday, I explained that a bunch of people were going to take all the skills that they had loaded up in their life and start to create something that is going to affect the other people. This could be in medicine, it could be in science, it could be technology, it could be whatever. Because the energy of your song, your soul song, through whatever zodiac combination you have, the angels that have poured their energy into you, or the energy that you originally were, either way, my book explains is that every 5 degrees is ruled by a certain angel or an inversion of an angel. And those are the things that are pouring through you. You are not only creating for yourself, you're creating for that particular entity, telling their tale, the highs and the lows. But it's the way that we transmute, which is to melt down the light and the darkness so that they become one. And it's like super saiyan, right? When you are in the energy of your opus, like you are creating, this is like, I don't want to say manic, right? But you are making the combination of like a whole historical thing. This is like a grand work of art, even if it is like you coming up with a certain business or a certain story or something. But learning all of this was just like a mind fuck. It's the best way to say it. But take a time or take the time to sit down and like just try to make some jokes for your favorite songs. What movies have you been drawn to a point where it was like, oh my gosh, I am like a cult fan? Like what people have you been drawn to? See what that affects in your chart. Keep in mind that every house has a different theme. So if you don't have planets there, it lit up that particular house to bring out something for you. So in the center's chart, we saw that it was like triggering on the bride thing. But in the whatever you like song, I love that song. It was just triggering my actual like identity, who I am as a person. Like how I treat myself. For real, for real. I will spoil me if I have the time and opportunity. Like my kids ain't never gonna go without. So sometimes I don't because, you know, kids come first. But in general, I can make whatever I like. I do what I want to do. So I thought that was a little cool thing that I can share with you guys that you can look at anything. I done added books in here because remember I was getting messages through books. Like I would be researching something on the computer and happen to be reading a book. Like this week it was super tripping. This week it's about a mafia bride. Wasn't even supposed to be a mafia bride. Like her dad owned a debt, so he had to like sell her to this dude to be his wife. But he got her, or he like branded her, right, with certain tattoos. The first one was a ring finger one, and then he put another one on her wrist. It was all areas, and it was another one on her neck, which is crazy, right? So I'm like, I have very specific tattoos, but then it popped in my mind every time my dad sees me, and he doesn't have amnesia. He about to turn 60 though, but he asks me every time he sees my tattoos. He's like, "Hey, what do those mean?" And I didn't stop to think about it until I'm reading this book, right? And I'm like, hold on. This is Jupiter, which is obvious, but hold on. This also means luck, and this means growth, and this is like eternity bonded, right? But all these ones I got before I knew like astrology, not the Jupiter one that came afterwards, but they all mean Jupiter. He has her initials on her in the book in all those areas. And I was like, okay, this is freaking creepy, but it's because you only align or reflect things that are a part of your experience back to you. It's just most of the time you're unaware of it. So now that you know this, I want you to look back on your life, the songs you were into, the things you read, because hindsight is 2020. If you can recognize the pattern that you weren't seeing before and sort of like navigate that till now, I hope I'm saying this in a way that could be understood. When you look back, you might have noticed all the times you saw 1111 now that you know what it means, right? How many signs and synchronicities did you miss? How many of us keep screenshots on our phone? Go back a couple years and look at your screenshots and stuff that you were missing and what was going on in your life at that time. That's the same thing that will be triggered when you go back and look at the patterns in the songs. Everything was telling you about a piece of yourself, something that you're supposed to do, something you're supposed to go through, a lesson that you're supposed to understand and integrate. There is not one thing here in this big song that is not perfectly constructed. It's like playing a video game. You're not going to go into Grand Theft Auto and there's a piece over here, like a dude selling tacos that has nothing to do with what you're doing in the game. No, he's over there because he's supposed to give you a note or something. Like everybody, every piece that you come across is a part of the game. There are no accidents. So say for instance, I know this is random. Seemingly, you have noticed a trend of recognizing you come across people with murder suicides or people who commit murder suicide, and you're like, no, man, that's crazy. I would never be that bad that I would kill myself for somebody in that manner just because they wanted to leave me. You might need to watch out for that murder suicide because there might be that one that comes along that you don't want to live without if they try to leave you. But if you've never even like thought about like, oh, murder suicide, that's because it's not a part of your storyline. It's not even a part of your makeup. There are very much like a Rubik's Cube, lots of different ways, shapes, and forms for each storyline to twist and turn. If you don't understand this concept, check out Bandersnatch on Netflix or any other choose your own adventure type story, because that's what this is. We are all choosing our storylines, but the main thing, the escape key, is to create, to take all your pain and your purpose and make something that other people can learn from with the knowledge that you have attained. Then uno, that's it. That's my message. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I might do a bigger version of it because I can't find the link that I wanted to share about the other Opus thing, but I think I found a way to do this compact. Let me know if you guys want me to expand, because I've had a couple of weeks to like integrate and be like, but it took me a while to add quite a few charts. Like, oh, this is what it looks like in a book. This is what it looks like when it's with a movie. Like everything is connected in a way that you are triggered, even if it's subconscious. So let me know what you guys find out. Have a great day.